Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we're going to be talking about Yashahime, Princess Half-Demon, Season 2, Episode 15. And this is kind of more of like a setup episode for what's going to be happening for the rest of the season. Just by the way this episode went, I think they're going to slow it down a little bit. They're not going to try to cram everything in the next 3 to 4 episodes, and then, have like 10 episodes of, oh god, what are we doing? And that is definitely, very inviting, very insightful, because we actually get to look forward to it, as opposed to cringing when they do these kind of random one-off episodes that just seem very fillerish. So I think pretty much the rest of the season, the next 9 episodes, are all kind of going to be more canon style. There's not really going to be any filler in it, and then this is probably where the series is going to end. So we start off this episode where we left last episode. The nice little heartfelt moment, Kagome and Mora hugging it out. And then Inuyasha and Kagome are just super awkward, and it is adorable. They're both kind of looking at each other. There's the little lightning bolt, kind of angry but confused at the same time, because Kagome just came right up to Mora and hugged her. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, but Inuyasha doesn't really know how to interact with her, and I think that's hilarious. They're both kind of having the same exact emotions, kind of same exact attitude toward each other. Kagome even mentioned, she was like, oh yeah, clearly they're related, and I thought that was cute. And then Kagome asked, hey Toa, help me out here, and they just kind of pushed each other into each other. Finally, Inuyasha gave her a big hug, lifted her up in the air, like lifting a baby up in the air to look at him for the first time. It was just cute and adorable. She was like, oh, I've never felt this warmth before, which is the love of a parent. It's unconditional love. There's no ifs, ands, or buts or conditions about it, which is why she kind of starts crying. Inuyasha's like, wow, you're a lot different than you were as a baby. You put on some muscle there, didn't you? She just kind of rubbing her nose, laughing at that a little bit. They hug it out, they're crying, and then they're walking over to where I guess Jacqueline has a 2-headed staff, which I was not familiar with, and they walk over to a lake that is somehow connected, because they said throughout the years they've been able to see images of Mora. That's kind of how they know what she looks like, even though you can clearly tell just by looking at her that she is their daughter. But they mention that to get out, Inuyasha mentions that Toa needs to summon Tensaiga in order to get out of the Black Pearl. Get out of their grandfather's graveyard, and she has no idea how to do that. So that's what's going to happen next episode. And pardon my coughing, got a little tickle there in my throat. They're going to be able to all get out of the Black Pearl. All 3 of them are going to get freed. Mora, Setsuna, Toa, Kagome is going to get out of there finally. Inuyasha, I assume, all of them are going to get out of there finally. I think it's titled the 3 princesses are freed, something along those lines. So somehow she'll be able to figure out how to summon that sword and get out of there, I guess. Meanwhile, we have Sesshomaru, who is basically dying, unfortunately. The attack took more damage than he thought. Basically, it's sucking out all of his energy, and within a couple hours, he is going to be dead. So what they found out is that with the Kyokan root that Toa is able to, absorb demon energy, she's pretty much the only one that can save him. And I think that's kind of a nice parallel, because, Setsuna is pretty much the only one that could save Rin. And now Toa is going to be the only one that can save her father. So they both get to save a parent. So that's kind of a nice little contrast that they have going on there. I think he's going to be fine. I don't think they're going to let him die. Wouldn't make sense to me for them to make him die, because, you got to have that happy ending, happily ever after. I guess it's a possibility they did kill, technically they did kill Setsuna in the first season, but at the same time they brought her back to life. And I haven't watched Inuyasha, so I don't know if Sesshomaru ever got brought back to life. That is actually a good question. If he got brought back to life in the show, if he did, then he wouldn't be able to get brought back to life by it again. But at the same time, that I do not know. For people that did watch Inuyasha, comment that if you know the answer to that question, because I currently do not know if he had to get revived at some point during Inuyasha with that sword. Meanwhile, we have Tachio, if I'm saying his name correct, a little raccoon demon dude. He's trying to run away from Kirinmaru with the Black Pearl. and he ends up, bumping into Jaquin and Rin, and they are, trying to protect the Black Pearl. He is like, no, I am not going to give you the Black Pearl. Kirinmaru is like, give it to me, and I won't have to kill you. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let you kill all these people. You're not going to kill my friends. So he's trying to run away. Rin says, oh, I'll fight you, which I thought was kind of cute. And he was like, look, you're weak, pathetic. I don't like having to deal with weak people. There's no point in doing this. Why don't you just give me the Black Pearl and go away? And then, this triggers Sesshomaru to, use the last of his abilities to get up, and obviously he's going to defend his wife, and his children, and cousin. Cousin? Sister-in-law. There we go. Sister-in-law and brother. Makes sense now. And he is showing up, and he is definitely weak. His eyes are all blacked out. He doesn't have a lot of energy left. So him and Kirinmaru are probably going to have more of a battle. It's going to be definitely more one-sided because now he is weak and beat down. So what's going to happen is we're going to get out of the Black Pearl next episode. Almost guarantee it. Probably going to get out of the Black Pearl. There's going to be a nice fight sequence between Kirinmaru and Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru is going to get saved by Toa. And they actually might let Kirinmaru go through with his plan. And the reason I say that is because previously we learned Kirinmaru at one point got his arm cut off, which he was able to regenerate, and then Riku went and dumped it down the well. And it transported to the other world. And guess what? Like Riku, how he came from the horn, Toa's old teacher transformed from his arm in present day, so he's actually able to see what is going on through present day through him. And apparently the comet that they thought they initially destroyed was not the bulk of it. So a new comet is going to show up in present day time, a lot bigger. There's really no one in present day time that has the ability to stop it. And he said, Kirinmaru mentioned that it would wipe out all of humanity, and that there's nothing you can do. So now you would think, oh, Kirinmaru wants to save humans, and they're like, wait, you want to save humans? They actually questioned me. He was like, no, I don't really care about saving the humans. I care about being the most powerful, being the strongest. The only reason I want to go there is so I can defeat the comet by myself, single-handedly, show I am the strongest. I will be worshipped like a god by people. That is his, idea behind it. So, meanwhile, while we're thinking he's going to just rip apart space and time, no, he's actually going to do something that's helpful in the present day. He actually wants to save people. Well, I mean, it's kind of like a byproduct of it, but by, showing that he is the strongest, yes, he will actually end up saving everybody. So at the end of the day, that's really not a bad thing. So I think they're just gonna let him do it now that, because Kaigome obviously was talking to Toa a lot about present day throughout the episode, and they're going back and forth. Obviously they both want their friends and family kept alive, so they may allow Kirinmaru to basically catch the little windmill guy spirit in order to move time so he can go to present day and stop this comet, because then their family gets saved, humanity gets saved, and the only reason he's going there is just to prove that he's the strongest. So it's kind of like a Goku mentality, except there's a little bit evil motive, but a little bit more evil motive behind it to a certain extent, because Goku just likes fighting strong people, but he doesn't, necessarily want to be the strongest there ever is. Where Kirinmaru, he is, he's actually got some intelligence behind him, unlike Goku, and he does want to prove that he is the strongest there ever is. The last thing we want to talk about is a fan favorite from Inuyasha, Shipo, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, is back. He finally showed up. Everybody, commenting, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? I saw that constantly all the time in the Reddit thread for the subreddit and our anime as well, and he finally showed up. So he took on the appearance of an old teacher, so I thought he was just like old, like obviously I assumed he aged a lot faster. You know, his demon species, whatever, maybe they just have a shorter life cycle like a dog or a cat, but no, he was just using transformation magic. Turns out he had been looking for them as well. He finally hears back about Mora being a demon bounty hunter, rather, and that she's making a killing at it. And he goes off to a location. He was like, when's the last time that I saw, you know, what's a good location that I saw Inuyasha and Kagome? He does this weird spinny top thing, gets transported, and then Takchio jumps on trying to help him, and then he's like yelling at Shipo, get us out of here, quick! You know, Kirinmaru's trying to kill everybody, and they just fly into the distance. So now we're at the point where, as I said, is how the next episode is going to go. They are going to get far enough away to get Kagome, Inuyasha, Toa, Setsuna, Mora, mouthful there, out of the Black Pearl. So I think Toa's going to be able to summon it out of the Black Pearl. Sesshomaru is going to have to, you know, fight Kirinmaru long enough for them to get free, so that way he gets saved in the process. And then I think they're just going to be like, you know what? If you told us what you were going to do with the whole time thing in the first place, you wanted to go destroy this comet, maybe we wouldn't have been in this situation. Maybe Setsuna didn't have to die. And all this other thing. You know, maybe we would have just left you alone and be like, oh, you want to go save humanity? And yeah, we won't kill you. Yeah, we got no problem with that. You know, you go ahead, go save humanity in the future, by all means. So I don't think Kirinmaru is going to die anymore. I initially thought he was going to die, but now, just because of his power level, I think they're going to need him to help, you know, just defeat this comet in modern day. So that's where we're at. We're probably at some point going to get transported to modern day in the future, and then everybody's saved, and then, you know, everybody's reunited, all the family members are good to go, reunion. That'll be all she wrote. We'll have like a nice heartfelt episode for the final episode 24. We're going to give this one 7 out of 10 because, we'll give 7 out of 10 because yes, there was those beautiful heartfelt moments, but at the same time, this was kind of more of like a setup for what is going to be happening in future episodes. You know, not really a whole lot going on besides obviously the meeting with Kagome, Inuyasha, and Mora and the family getting back together. That was very important, very touching. But at the same time, it's not something that really needs a rewatch. So that's where we're going to leave it. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, leave a like, comment down below what you want to see for future anime and cartoon related videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a good one.